My Other Mother by Nina Hogan. Chapter 1. The Calm Before the Storm. In the gentle embrace of an upstate New York morning, my world felt safe, cocooned in the warmth of sunlight flittering through the lace curtains of our modest apartment. The air was tinged with the sweet scent of freshly brewed coffee, mingling with the distant laughter of children playing outside. I was Nina, just a child, blissfully unaware of the tempest brewing beneath the surface of my small family. My father Robert, an electrician with hands of calluses from hard work, was often the anchor of our lives. He had a way of making the mundane feel special. Whether it was repairing a flickering light or assembling a toy, his presence always brought a sense of calm. I can hear him humming a soft tune as he moves about the kitchen, preparing breakfast for my mother and me. Maria, my mother, was the heart of our home. She was vibrant, her laughter spilling like sunshine into every corner of our lives. To me, she was everything. A gentle hug after I fell, the warm aroma of her homemade spaghetti sauce, and the bright sparkle in her eyes that lit up even the dullest days. Beneath her lively exterior lay a darkness, one that I was too young to fully comprehend. I remember the days when Maria was herself, when she would gather me in her arms and dance around the living room, singing silly songs as I giggled and twirled in her embrace. She made life feel like a fairy tale. But the truth was, the shadows of her illness loomed like storm clouds, threatening to overshadow the sunny moments we cherished. As I sat at the kitchen table drawing pictures in crayon, I caught a glimpse of my mother staring out the window, her expression shifting from joy to worry in the blink of an eye. "What are you looking at, Mom?" I asked, curious about what could have captured her attention so completely. "Just watching the world, sweetheart," she replied, though her voice held a note of uncertainty that made me uneasy. Robert glanced up from his coffee, concerned, etching lines across his forehead. "Everything okay, Maria?" he asked in his tone, casual, but laced with a father's instinct to protect. "Yeah, just a little tired today," she responded, brushing a hand through her hair as if to shake off her worries. I could tell there was something more, but I didn't understand what it was. To me, everything felt perfect, even if the air around us grew thick with unspoken words. It was during one of these moments, a seemingly ordinary breakfast, that I would catch a glimpse of the storm that was to come. The sun spilled through the windows, illuminating my mother's face, but I noticed the way her smile flattered when she turned her gaze outside, or filtered, excuse me. The sky was clear and the birds chirped happily, yet Maria's demeanor was anything but tranquil. "Can you see him?" she asked suddenly, her voice barely above a whisper, as if revealing a secret. "See who, Mom?" I inquired, glancing towards the window. As I saw where the trees swaying gently in the breeze, my mom says, "There's a man standing out there." Her eyes wide, a hint of fear creeping into her voice. My father frowned, moving closer to her. "What man, Maria? There's no one out there. We live on the 3rd floor. That's impossible." "But I see him," Maria insisted, panic raising in her voice. He's smiling at me. Robert's heart raced as he turned to the window, peering into the bright sunlight that suddenly felt blinding. "Marie, please," he said softly. "You're just tired. It's probably just a trick of the light." The unease in the air thickened, and I felt the weight of their exchange settling over me. I wanted to reassure my mother, to tell her everything was all right, but the look on her face made my heart pound with confusion and fear. "I'm not crazy, Robert," she shouted, her voice breaking. "He's real." I sat frozen in my chair, the crayons forgotten, watching the scene unfold like a slow motion nightmare. My father squeezed her hand, attempting to anchor her in that moment, but I could see the shadows flickering in her eyes. "You're safe with us, Marie, I promise. No one is going to take you or our baby." I had yet to grasp the gravity of their words, but the look in my father's eyes was etched with worry that would soon be all too familiar. I wanted to understand, to help, but I was just a child. My world was crumbling around me, yet I was powerless to stop it. As the tension in the room escalated, I felt a surge of something I couldn't name, an instinct that something was very wrong. Suddenly, the door creaked open and I turned my head, half expecting to see a friendly neighbor or a passerby. Instead, the shadows seemed to spill into our home, curling around the edges of my vision, reminding me of a deep-seated fear I couldn't articulate. Maria turned to me, her eyes filled with terror. "Nina, promise me you'll stay close. Don't let anyone take you away from me." The weight of her words sent chills down my spine. I nodded, trying to be brave, but inside, the storm had already begun to rage. As the shadows closed in around us, I felt the ground shift beneath my feet. The safety of our little world felt like a fragile illusion ready to shatter. And in that moment, I realized this was just the beginning. The storm was coming, and I was caught in its path.